Gobble gobble, and welcome to an episode of At Your Warehouse. I'm your favorite Thanksgiving turkey, and this year, as you eat my friends and family and everyone I ever loved, or maybe you don't, like me, you could be working a double or a triple, or working several days and weeks on end without stopping because you're a beast. And how do you do this? We're going to go through that. How do you get through a long shift during the holidays? Because it's tough. A lot of people just aren't able to put these hours in. And what brought this to my attention was got a comment. Any tips on getting through a 16-hour shift? Well, I'm going to tell you a story about a guy. He's one of our workers, and I've seen this guy work 2 or 3 days straight. He worked all night, clocked out, clocked back in because of some weird shift thing that we got to do, and continue to work, and then work the next shift and the next shift. I've seen him work 2 days in a row, and I asked him, how does he do this? How do you work that many hours without sleep, without rest? How do you do that? And he's pulling boxes half the time. And he said, I'm not thinking about how long I've been here or how long I'm going to be here. All I'm thinking about is that next break. You're just picking up one box at a time, and that's it. That's all you're doing. If you want to get through any day, quit worrying about how big your orders are, how long you're going to be there, how many hours you worked. Just be there in the present and grab one box, grab the next box, grab the next box. That's all you got to do. Just be right there. Just grabbing boxes. That's all you got to do. It don't matter if it's a new order. It's just another box. Okay. That's my tip of the day or week or year, really. Be in the present. As Yoda said,
all his life as he looked away to the future, to the horizon, never his mind on where he was, what he was doing.
But he also said,
do or do not. There is no try.
I hope some of you guys are at home with your families, but I know a lot of you guys are going to be new and you're going to have to work through Thanksgiving, and that's going to suck. But use this strategy, and I hope you can get through it and make a lot of money. You know, that triple pay or double pay or whatever you're getting. I hope you're successful in that. We're going to go through some Discord today. Let's see. There's some stuff that just been posted in the Discord in the last few months or something. This is a guy I work with. He thinks this is how you're supposed to stack in the freezer. This is his strategy. He lives by this strategy, and it's not a strategy. He's just memeing, and he does this every time for this order. But flat earthers, you know. Anyway, this guy posted some pictures of his jacks at work. Now, I don't particularly like these jacks. I've never actually used them, but I have a feeling I wouldn't like them. I like the standing on front. Our jacks, you stand up at the front. There is none of this empty space here. And I feel like it's safer, but it'd be harder to get off of it in a hurry and get back onto it. And I don't have to ride my jack. This looks like you have to ride it. Like with mine, I just crank it forward and keep walking. And I noticed that a lot of people say I walk too much. And I think it's people that are riding these things, that they are constantly getting back and on and off this thing and not walking, which is fine when you're that close to the pallet. You know, you can hop on, hop back off, hop on, hop back off, and you're right here by the pallet. When you're at the front right here, it's further to walk back and forth to the pallet. So it's not as good to keep popping on unless you run and jump onto this thing. It's better just to crank that soldier boy up here and watch it roll, okay? And just let it roll with you. Hopping on and off is not my ideal way of doing it, but if you had this jack, you might do that. He claims it's fast. I don't think it would be great in my warehouse because it's extra long. This adds an extra amount of length here, and our aisles are super narrow, and our turnarounds are really short. Like you would hit the wall trying to get this thing because it's a full length, and it adds an extra couple feet to that thing. I'm sure we'd manage it, but I prefer our jacks. Here's a video of him whipping this shit. I said he couldn't whip it. Let's see him whip. I don't know if you could see that or not. It went full screen. But yeah, it seems like a regular. It actually seems a little slower than my jack. Yeah, you can see there's extra space here. A lot of space. And if you're right here at the pallet, so that is nice. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Which jack is better? Front jack or mid standing jack? I don't know what you call that. I need to have a picture of my jack. Let me get a picture of that. Okay, so here's a picture of our jacks. We stand up here at the front, and there's more of a distance, I think, between the front and the pallet. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. Which is a better style jack? I personally think this is more maneuverable, probably less safe. I don't know. But that's my opinion. I haven't actually used both of them. There is one person in the Discord that has claimed to use both of these, and it's this guy Vibes. He says, yeah, pulling dairy would be a nightmare with them, I guess. But he says they're better. There's and then that they'd be fine. He said he likes them better, and I know he's used our jacks. He used to work with us. Let's see. Showing stacking here. I really think he overcubed this. He just trying to show off. I don't think that this is small enough to actually go inside of a truck. But this guy's I know this guy, and he would do something like that, like make a pallet way too big just to show off. But it's really, he probably had to remove the top of that, or somebody did. He might have dropped it off there at the dock and left it, and then somebody's like, what the hell is this? But anyway, this other guy, he's posted a picture of his gloves. And I guess this is after one day of working in the wet section because it's been really busy for the holidays, and his gloves are torn up. This is why you do not buy your own gloves for work. You use company provided gloves. Hopefully your company provides gloves, because that would get very expensive very quick. I personally, for wet, I have 2 pairs of gloves. Or no, I don't. Some people have 2 pairs of gloves. I just take off my gloves for the wet section because I don't want to get them wet. And we don't have these rubber gloves. So it just better just to take my gloves off and then put them back on when I go to the rest of the warehouse. Our wet section is pretty small. Some people carry 2 pairs of gloves. They'll have one that is just constantly wet, and then 1 pair that is dry. This is extremely beautiful. The only thing I would say about it is right here, you can see this fracture. It's like, you can see where it could split if it didn't have this backing behind it. If you took off too quickly, right here, this corner could fall off. It's not. It looks, once you put some wrap on it, it's not going to be an issue. And I really don't see any major problem with this. It's better to put something like this toward the front use the cage as a barrier to hold it up. Because you see he's really solid at the front where he didn't really need to be. This solid stuff needs to be in the back. So when you're taking off, it's gonna want to rock back on you, and having a solid back is much better than having a solid back is better than having a solid front, if that makes sense. But it's still really beautiful. He kept to his edges. Really, really pretty palette. But yeah, he did cross tie a little bit up here. I don't think it's enough though to hold this corner if this was the only palette. If he didn't have this back palette here, he could potentially lose this corner. Not a big deal though. Yeah, he goes on talking about the gloves. He puts latex gloves under his gloves to keep him warm. But yeah, post in the Discord and we'll show it off. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a terrific Thanksgiving and that you take a little time to spend with your family. Even if you only have an hour to spare, stop and say hello if you can. If not, and you got to work those hours, you got to work those hours. That's just how it is. That's the life of somebody working in a warehouse. We're really busy during the holidays. That's when we're needed. We got to get people their food. We got to get their products. That's when they really want them. And we're essential to making this country and every country run great. We are the backbone of the world. If not for us, people would not eat or get anything. And so I want to thank everybody for all the hard work you do to make this world go around. I think that orange selectors are probably the hardest workers on this planet and one of the most important people that there are. So just know that when you're going to work that you're doing something much bigger than just one box at a time. You're a small cog making this place a much better place, and pat yourself on the back. Tell your other workers, good job. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Peace out and gobble gobble.